The movie opens up with a beautiful girl named Anna playing the cello with great skill. Shortly after, her stepfather arrives there in a completely drunken state. He sits beside her and snatches the cello from her hand. He then pushes Anna onto the bed and slaps her hard. When he tries to force himself onto her, she pushes him with her legs. This sends him flying, and he accidentally lands on a sharp object, which cuts his throat. The old pervert struggles for a while before eventually succumbing to his well-deserved injuries. In the next scene, Anna is brought to court, where she explains that her stepfather was abusing her and that she only pushed him in self-defense. However, the judge doesn't believe her, and she is handed a 9-year sentence at a maximum security facility. Later, Anna is brought to the facility along with other inmates. Inside, they are asked to strip themselves and given a new pair of clothes. The inmates are then approached by the prison warden, Frank. He mentions that as long as they follow his commands, they will be okay. Following this, the new inmates are taken to their cells. Anna enters her cell and meets Jeannie, with whom she'll be sharing the room. The latter reveals that she has been living here for 5 years and that her sentence will be completed next year. Jeannie appears to be an introvert who likes to spend time alone. However, due to years of isolation, she is immediately drawn to the new girl's beauty. When Anna falls asleep, she gazes at her and pleasures herself. God, I hope we don't release this one on Christmas Day. The next morning, all the inmates are brought to the courtyard to let them have some fresh air. As Anna is wandering alone, she is approached by a gang leader named Cody. She introduces herself and starts listing the problems Anna will have to face if she decides to stay by herself. Cody then asks her to join their gang so that she can get protection. However, Anna, who wants to be left alone, refuses her proposal and walks away. During lunchtime, Cody and her group once again approach Anna with the same request. They mention that she should join the gang for the sake of her own protection, but even this time, the new girl refuses and walks away. In the next scene, as Anna mops the bathroom, Cody and her gang suddenly arrive and attack her. They are enraged that she rejected their proposal twice. After bashing her up, Cody warns her to never disrespect her again. Anna is subsequently taken to the infirmary for treatment. Seeing bruises all over her body, the nurse Jane suggests that she talk to the warden Frank. Heeding the advice, Anna goes to Frank's office for a meeting. She tells him that she wants to be left alone and is willing to stay in one of the confinement prisons. However, he responds that the solitary cells are very small and hard to survive in. He then takes a look at her record and learns that she can play the cello really well. Why does her record say that? So, he asks her to participate in an upcoming talent show. However, Anna straightforwardly refuses, citing that she isn't interested in performing. As the two continue talking, Frank says that he can keep her safe from all the problems, but for that, she has to pleasure him. He then approaches her and starts running his hand across her face. This obviously makes Anna uncomfortable, so she moves away and resists him, realizing that his plan has failed. It was such a clever plan. Frank ends the conversation and orders her out of his room. Next, Anna enters her cell and murmurs about how everyone in this prison is a pervert. Jeannie overhears her concerns and tries her best to comfort her. She compliments Anna on her beauty and attempts to kiss her. Surprisingly, the latter gives in, even though Jeannie's clearly a pervert too, and the two end up making out. The following day, Anna attends the prison class with a few other inmates. Once it's over, she heads out to the yard to get some fresh air. As she is minding her own business, another gang leader, Kella, approaches her. She threatens to hurt our girl for no reason, and even throws a ball at her. Humiliated and scared, Anna finally decides to join Cody's gang for her safety. She approaches the group and asks to be let in, but before that, a member of the gang attacks her and beats her up badly. After a prison guard separates them, Cody tells Anna that if she wants to join her gang, she will have to attack Kella first. Desperate to get into the group, Anna goes straight to Kella and punches her in the face. She doesn't stop until the guards show up and separate them. As a punishment, she is stripped naked and forced to stay in solitary confinement for 48 hours. The night gets very cold and the hunger becomes unbearable, but she somehow manages to survive the punishment. After 2 days, Anna is brought to Frank's office for assessment. She hopes that he will help her out and make her life in prison easier. However, the pervert has other motives. He threatens to put her in solitary prison for 2 weeks if she does not fulfill his demands. With no other options, she reluctantly starts pleasing him. In the next scene, Anna is getting tattooed as she has finally been accepted as a member of Cody's group. She is also offered some narcotics as a welcome gift. After the initiation process is complete, Cody asks her group to leave the room. She appears appears to be smitten by Anna's beauty as well, so she starts making out with her. Since the latter is high on drugs, she doesn't resist. The next day, Anna is visited by her mother, who is still distraught over her husband's death. She believes that he was innocent and that Anna is to blame for everything. The two then get into an argument, which ends with Anna getting smacked across her face. Sometime later, when the inmates are hanging out in the courtyard, Kella and her gang launch a sudden attack on Anna. But this time, our girl has her friends to back her up, so she fights fearlessly. This ensues a deadly battle between the two gangs, causing mayhem in the courtyard. As a result, the prison guards are again forced to intervene. They separate the girls and take Anna to the warden's office. Frank believes that she initiated the fight, so he orders her to please him as a punishment. He also gives her some narcotics, and after Anna gets high, he makes love with her. I hate this story. Enraged at her current situation, Anna enters her cell and starts letting out her frustrations. She even slaps Jeannie in the heat of the moment. However, she quickly realizes her mistake and apologizes to her. Later, she approaches Cody and asks for some more narcotics. The latter tries to warn her about the dangers of addiction, but this only makes Anna angry. She yells at her before storming away from there. In the next scene, Anna is talking with Jeannie in the courtyard when she notices some girls injecting drugs. Desperate, she approaches them and asks for a small amount. She even offers them money in exchange for it. After much persuading, one of the girls agrees and injects a syringe into Anna's veins. Meanwhile, Cody is observing all this from a distance with a sad look on her face. It is evident that she is genuinely concerned for her friend. Later, she confronts her in her cell and asks why she is trying to become an addict. When Anna keeps on acting horrible, Cody becomes furious and kicks her out of the group. Now that Anna is associated with no groups, she becomes vulnerable to attacks. In the evening, as she is taking a bath, Kella and her gang surround her and beat her up. A frustrated Anna then approaches the same drug dealer girl and asks for another shot. This makes her excessively high, and she ends up vomiting in her cell. Seeing her condition, Jeannie suggests that she talk to a drug counselor, but Anna refuses. She instead rushes towards Kella and picks up another fight. Because of this, she is again thrown into the naked, solitary prison. By the time Anna is released, she is in a terrible state. When she vomits in her cell again, Jeannie asserts that it is time she refrains from taking drugs. At the same time, Cody arrives there and tries to make Anna understand that she's ruining her life by taking drugs. However, the spoiled brat once again shouts at her and asks her to leave. Later, when she visits her drug dealer for a shot, Cody shows up and pulls her away. She asks her to cooperate as it's for her own good, but Anna, who is desperate for the drugs, pushes Cody and starts shouting. She causes a commotion and even threatens to harm herself if she doesn't get what she wants. However, a guard eventually takes control of her and throws her back into the solitary cell. This time, Anna suffers through excruciating withdrawals, and she slowly starts losing her mind. When she can't take it anymore, she attempts to commit the unthinkable with the help of a broken food tray. Fortunately, one of the prison guards finds her bleeding and rushes her to the prison hospital. When Anna wakes up, she finds herself inside a room tied to a chair. Soon, a doctor comes to her and asks her some questions. Anna is then transferred to the psychiatric ward, where she witnesses many patients losing their minds as a side effect of regular consumption of drugs. She even sees an inmate dying due to an overdose. Because of this, Anna finally realizes her mistake and promises to become clean. The following day, her mother comes to the prison to visit her. The old woman seems to have realized her mistakes, so she apologizes to Anna for sending her to prison, despite knowing the truth. She then agrees to confess in front of the judge so that her daughter can be free. Later, Anna returns to her cell, where she picks a sharp object and removes Cody's gang tattoo from her arm. In the evening, as she is mopping the floor, Frank approaches her and gives her a cello. He asks her to practice so that she can take part in the talent show. After some time, Cody learns that Anna has removed the gang tattoo from her arm. This sends her into a fit of rage, and she ends up attacking her. She even hurts Anna's fingers so that she can never play the cello again. At the prison hospital, Frank arrives to check up on Anna, but instead of consoling her, he starts touching her inappropriately. This is witnessed by the nurse from a distance. Later, a furious Anna goes to Jane's office and asks her help in stopping Frank. She says that she's tired of being abused and harassed every day. Jane feels bad for her and promises to help, but unfortunately, Frank overhears their entire conversation from his office as he has been spying on Anna for a while. He then orders one of the inmates to eliminate Jane before she can do anything against him. Sadly, the inmate follows his orders and brutally kills Jane while she is alone. When Anna learns of this, she is shattered, but Frank tells her to forget about it and focus on the talent show. Cut to the talent show. Anna goes on stage and delivers a spectacular performance with her cello. I thought her fingers were injured. This mesmerizes everyone in the audience, including the inmates and the warden. After the show is over, Frank approaches Anna and informs her that he has arranged for her parole in the coming week. But he also wants something in return, which is, of course, to be intimate with her. Anna knows that she can't refuse him, so she simply complies to his demands. The next day, she decides enough is enough. So she goes to Cody and explains everything the warden has been doing with her. She now wants to bring him down, and the latter agrees to help. Cody then hands her a phone, asking her to record her next encounter with Frank. Anna is scared as she fears being caught, but Cody encourages her by saying it's the only way. In the next scene, Anna gathers her courage and heads to Frank's room. As usual, he asks her to please him, which she does. But this time, she secretly records the encounter on her phone. During the parole hearing, Frank betrays Anna and tells the officials that she deserves to stay in prison. In response, she brings out the mobile phone and plays the video of their earlier encounter. Because of this, Frank is arrested and taken into custody while Anna is granted parole. The movie then cuts to several years later, where we see Anna playing the cello at a concert. Her mother is watching her proudly with teary eyes, and the movie comes to an end. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.